Yo, what is going on, guys? Johnny GB here, bringing you guys ICBA week number 4. I do apologize for this being late. This should have been up Monday, but we had some families. I had some family struggles, as I said yesterday in the MPL upload. But starting tomorrow, we will be back on schedule, hopefully, with MPL week 5. But we are taking on S4W3, coach of the Sylmar Sylveons. Here in week 4 of the ICBA, you guys see his team. He has Decidueye, Araquanid, Magearna, Hydreigon, Megalophony, and Mesprit. We are going with Mamoswine, Naganadel, Tangrowth, Skarmory, Slowking, and Diancie. So we're going to hop right into this battle, as this is possibly one of my favorite battles I have done this season. I know it's only 4 weeks in, but 3 weeks in, not 4. I can't believe I've been saying that. So he's going to go out to Goldeneye, the Decidueye, as I am going to lead off with my Mamoswine. So one, I'm not risking this possibly being a Scarfed Decidueye, so I can go right out into my Skarmory. I'm actually not worried about him doing anything to my Skarmory unless he's special with maybe HP Fire. But he's going to go just straight for that Leaf Blade, and he's going to do almost nothing. So him going for the Leaf Blade, I'm like, oh, okay, he's probably a Scarf Decidueye or a Max Speed Decidueye. But then he shows off the Spirit Shackle, so I'm like, maybe he's a Yache Berry. So, you know what, maybe it's a good thing that I stayed in. But you know what, I'm going to get a layer of Spikes here, because Decidueye or Hydreigon is his removal, so I think the Spikes could actually be very clutch for me in this game. They were very good for me in week 1. Wasn't able to get Hazards up week 2, but you know what, week 3 it looks like we got a decent matchup here with Hazards. So he's going to show the Defog off with the Decidueye, but there's not much he can actually do to me. So I'm just going to go for the Brave Bird here, as he shows that he's a Koba Berry. Which was really confusing to me at the time, because I could have just stayed in a Mamoswine, clicked Icicle Crash, and that's a dead Decidueye. But you know what? It's whatever there. I guess he was trying to just take on a Skarmory 1v1. But you know what? That ultimately failed, because there's not much that he can actually do to me. So here comes Magearna, as I'm just going to fire off another Brave Bird again. I'm not sure how well he predicts, what his reads are. So the safe play is always the best play for me, as I'm just going to get a little bit of leftovers recovery, and I do have my Assault Vested Tangrowth for this Magearna. So I'm actually not too worried about it right now, because I can 2-hit KO it. Even if he gets to +1, I'm not worried about it. He's going to go and set up a Calm Mind here, as, again, I'm not really worried about the Calm Mind, because with the Assault Vest, I can take 2 hits. I can take 2 Flash Cannons, 2 Ice Beams. He's going to go for the Flash Cannon here, and you guys are going to see he's going to get a critical hit, as I go for the Earthquake. So, a couple things here. I could have double swapped and saved my Tangrowth, but really I didn't want to switch anything into the Magearna, so I will have to end up letting my Tangrowth fall, which is really unfortunate, because I was able to take 2 Flash Cannons with the max special defense, max HP, Assault Vest. So really unfortunate Tangrowth has to fall that way, because it was also one of my primary switch-ins to Hydreigon. Here, I just go out into the Mamoswine. I know he doesn't have very good switch-ins to Mamoswine. I pretty much just come in and do 40% to everything on his team. So I'm going to fire off the Earthquake here, and it's going to do a good amount of damage to this Araquanid. It does about 35% to the Araquanid. Araquanid doesn't have any recovery either, so it works for me. So now I can just get right out into my Skarmory. I can get some Hazards up, so that means Magearna starts taking a little bit of chip damage. He's going to get the Sticky Webs up, which my third game that day, when I actually played this game, it was the 3rd game in a row that I played somebody that put webs on my side of the field. So I was like, oh great, I'm about to lose a 3rd game to webs. So I'm just going to get my Spikes up here. I'm pretty much full HP on my Skarmory, so I can take pretty much any move this Magearna wants to try to go for. and I can just whirlwind it out if it wants to set up a Combine. So here he's just going to go for the Thunderbolt. Skarmory is able to take it, and in comes the Decidueye. Now I'm going to take that one layer of Spike as chip damage, and now I can actually roost up because I am faster than this Decidueye. So right now I'm in a very good position with Skarmory. I can just take any hit from the Decidueye, being max physically defensive. You see there, we're able to live on 3 HP from that Spirit Shackle, and we now roost up, getting fully healthy here. Well, not fully healthy, mostly fully healthy. So even if he makes a double switch, I can roost up next turn, be full HP, so even if he goes to his Magearna, I know I can take another Thunderbolt. And that's exactly what he does. He goes out to his Magearna. He's now taking that one Spike as chip damage, which I love. I roost up. I make sure that I now can take another Thunderbolt. I can whirlwind this thing away. And he will have to switch it in on another Spike and 2 more Spike switch-ins, and that Magearna is now dead. Which makes me very happy that the Magearna will be off my screen here very shortly. So we whirlwind, we take the Thunderbolt, and in comes the Mega Lopunny. So the Mega Lopunny, I have one good designated switch-in, being Slowking. So Skarmory, I know I can switch it into Decidueye and be perfectly fine. So my designated switch-in for this thing is the Slowking with the Rocky Helmet. We have Thunder Wave on there. The issue with Slowking is it allows for a free Hydreigon switch-in, which I have no answers for whatsoever. I actually have to play around a mix of things with the Hydreigon and hope he doesn't have certain moves on that Hydreigon. He's going to Mega Evolve. He's going to go for the high jump kick. You guys see there, it's going to do about 50% or about 20%. And he's going to take that Rocky Helmet damage. So now I can fire off a Thunder Wave here. I figure, you know what? Thunder Wave is not a bad play. Because if he goes to Hydreigon, if he goes to anything, I can now paralyze it, slow it down, and not be worried if it's a possible Scarf Hydreigon. So here, I had a couple options. I didn't have any good Dragon or Dark resists, except Diancie, so it pretty much was my only play. As he makes that read and just goes for the Flash Cannon, Diancie is not taking a Flash Cannon whatsoever, and we're going to lose our Diancie, which is unfortunate. It was a crit. I'm pretty sure that didn't matter as it took me out anyway. But this allows me to get in my Skarmory and I can roost up, get healthy. As he's going to withdraw his Hydreigon, he's going to go out to his Noble Gadget. So, again, this just now worries me. I'm not fully healthy enough to take out the... to take a hit from the Magearna, I believe. So, I know that I'm going to have to find a way to switch into this. As I just go out into my Mamoswine, predicting the Thunderbolt. He made one good read to take out my Mega Diancie. So I wasn't really expecting a Flash Cannon here. I was just expecting him to go for that Thunderbolt because he couldn't risk me whirlwinding. And now Mamoswine will be able to pick up another kill with Ice Shard here. Or another kill. Be able to pick up its first kill with Ice Shard. And with the Life Orb, he's able to actually get out into his Araquanid. So I'm not sure what Araquanid's going to do. I know he doesn't have great recovery, but these webs on my side of the field are actually really annoying. And with him having Hydreigon and his Mega Lopunny, I figure I got to really start playing the late game great now because I don't have any way to remove these webs. He has some good attackers in Hydreigon and Mega Lopunny left. Even though the Hydreigon's paralyzed, it's still an issue to my team. I don't have any Dark Resist now. Slowking doesn't take on Hydreigon whatsoever. So my resort is to going to whirlwind his team and start chipping stuff. I get up his layer spikes here. I do have my Sturdy now because I'm back to full HP, so even if he does show off Fire Blast, I can take it. He's just actually going to go for the Dark Pulse here and do a massive amount of damage. So I figure this thing is some type of offensive set with possible specs. He's going to go for the Dark Pulse here, as I just was clicking Whirlwind. I was just clicking Whirlwind to start chipping stuff, but you know what? It's fine with me. This allows me to get into my Naganadel. So I am speed boosting Naganadel. If I do pick up a kill, I am able to damage a lot of the rest of his team. But I didn't want to set up because he has that Mesprit in the back. So I just fire off a Draco Meteor here. I did not want to set up a nasty plot and risk him not getting paralyzed. So we just Draco Meteor, pick up the KO. And I know this will allow his Mega Lopunny to come in, or the Mesprit to come in to check me. So I have to find a better place to actually set up my Naganadel. So in comes Ken, the Mega Lopunny. We are -2 special attack. So I'm not going to really risk my Naganadel, because I need my Naganadel to win the rest of the game. That's my mindset here, is I need to set up to +2, and I need it to win the rest. Just win the game. He's going to go for the return here. It's going to do close to 45-50%. He's going to take the Rocky Helmet damage, as I can just slack off. He has no Dark Resist on his team, or no Psychic immunity on his team. Hydreigon is now down. I can just slack off Thunder Wave. Pretty much just keep my Slowking healthy to take on this Mega Lopunny. Even if he goes out into his Decidueye, if I can just paralyze the Decidueye and the Mesprit, Naganadel can actually just win the game. I can set up on anything. I now get Slowking healthy, and his Mega Lopunny will pretty much just die to Rocky Helmet damage. So he's going to weaken himself. We do get the slack off, and I'm like, okay, so even if he switches out, the Mega Lopunny will die to Spikes when it does come in again. So the Spikes again are just coming in. He's going to withdraw, and he's actually going to go out into his Araquanid, which I found pretty surprising. I knew Leech Life was good, but without it using a water attack, Araquanid is a very weak Pokemon. It has no real damage output, and with Rocky Helmet, he's pretty much negating the health he's getting back. As you can see here, he's going to get about 10. He's going to get about 25% back, and then he loses about 10% of it. As I just go for the Psychic here, and now he is starting to get weakened. So with a Leech Life plus Psychic, he will now fall, or the Rocky Helmet plus Psychic, he will now fall, and I'm okay with letting Slowking go down. So he's going to take the Rocky Helmet damage. I'm going to go for the Psychic. Slowking will pick up its first kill of the season, as that special defense that Araquanid has no longer works. And now all he has left is the Mesprit, the Decidueye, and the Mega Lopunny. So Decidueye is going to take the Spikes damage. He's going to go for the Spirit Shackle. I just stayed in. My goal was just to sack it off. Maybe hopefully he went for Defog. He got rid of the Sticky Webs. I can go into Naganadel, set up a nasty plot, and that will be game. But he goes for the Spirit Shackle, just picks up the KO. I go into Naganadel here, just so that I can pick up a kill. So I know it's weak enough. I just go for the Fire Blast. Actually, no, I go for the Nasty Plot, as he's going to sack off his Naganadel. I butchered that. Holy hell. He's going to sack off his Mega Lopunny as I set up the Nasty Plot. So I did not want to just go for the Fire EMZ, because he has that Mesprit in the back, and this is probably my most reliable way of breaking the Mesprit. So in comes the Mesprit. I'm only -1 speed. I still outspeed the Mesprit, so I'm able to go for the Fire EMZ to pick up a KO, or hopefully pick up a KO on the Mesprit. Because if I pick up the KO, I get the +1 speed, and I pretty much just end the game there. I'm going to go for the Inferno Overdrive. You're going to see here, it's going to do 95, maybe 90% to this Mesprit, as he's going to live with maybe 5 HP, and the Agua Berry kicks in, and now I'm like, oh crap. I think I actually lose to this thing now. He's going to go for Psychic. He's going to knock me out. The Agua Berry came in clutch, as I just go out into my Mamoswine. So I know I'm Life Orb, so I have to be careful on the attacks I click here. I have to make every attack here matter, as he's going to go for U-turn. So now I'm like, well, I think I lose to this Mesprit now, because I'm going to take another chunk of Life Orb recoil. I go for the Icicle Crash and knocks out the Decidueye. The important thing was that I hit the Icicle Crash, because if I ended up missing it, I would have to click Ice Shard. Might have put us at the same position, but I will have to hit an Icicle Crash here, and I'm not sure what this Mesprit build is. He could be somewhat bulky and take this Icicle Crash, but I wasn't actually expecting to take the Psychic, as Mamoswine is able to live with 13 HP. It does connect the Icicle Crash, so now I'm sitting back just saying, I gotta hope this kills. And it actually does end up killing, and for the first time in my league battling career, going to pick up a 0-0 win over the Sylmar Sylveons, and possibly the closest battle I have had to date. And it was a good game by Sharpedo. Very interesting stats, caught me off guard. The Aguave Berry, managing to live that hit on just a few HP, get the Aguave Berry to pretty much just take my Naganadale's hit. But if you guys enjoyed this week 3 battle, go ahead, hit the like button, comment, subscribe to the channel. Also go subscribe to all the other ICBA coaches as well. Their links are down below. But with all that being said, guys, I am Johnny GB, and I'm out.